Time is the best time for making sure your air conditioning is working to its full potential. Springtime is also a great time for a tune-up, so your car is running as economical as possible. Those gas prices are nuts. Spring is also the time to get your wheels aligned. Who would know better than me, the tire queen? Come see me at Advanced Automotive on Route 138 in Griswold.
You buy better.
Better with Burns.
Much better.
So much better with Burns. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better with Burns.
You buy better at Burns. You buy better.
Summer is winding down, which means it's the perfect time to fall into your annual maintenance routine. Get those car tires checked, safely secure the grills and gas tanks, button up the beach house, and winterize the boats. Why not add an insurance review to the list? Call the Burns Agency to compare coverages and get quoted unbeatable prices today. Home, auto, business, call, chat, or email us today. The Burns Agency, proudly serving Eastern Connecticut since 1932.
So much better with Burns. Right insurance at the right price. You buy better with Burns.
You buy better at Burns. You buy better.
Hey, I'm Jess, the tire queen from Advanced Automotive on Route 138 in Griswold. Springtime is the best time for making sure your air conditioning is working to its full potential. Springtime is also a great time for a tune-up, so your car is running as economical as possible. Those gas prices are nuts. Spring is also the time to get your wheels aligned. Who would know better than me, the tire queen? Come see me at Advanced Automotive on Route 138 in Griswold.
Your community radio, live from Main Street.
Mike Minarski and Paul Lash in the morning and 80s all day and night.
SNSN.
Like they always say things that aren't stupid usually. And then they are stupid, it's funny.
Yeah, it's okay. Just talk amongst yourselves.
Random topics.
Random topics.
Yeah. Topics.
Paul talking about his nuts that make oil.
Carrying around in a wheelbarrow.
Yeah. So they used to make oil out of nuts.
You can actually take a walnut, and if you really squeeze it, I mean, you really, really got to put pressure on it to squeeze it.
Yeah.
You actually get oil out of the nuts.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll actually burn.
Okay.
So if you start to run out of oil,
I didn't know that. Never heard of that one.
Yeah.
You ever seen those machines that they're like big, giant, upside down umbrellas, and they wrap around a tree and grab hold of the tree and shake all the nuts out of it?
Yeah.
No,
You've never seen that?
I've never seen one of those.
Yeah.
I'm being honest.
Yeah.
I've never.
It's an amazing invention.
Yeah.
It just, this huge umbrella wraps around the bottom of the tree and it grabs the tree and just shakes the snot out of it until all the nuts fall out.
Yeah. And then isn't there like a container around it so the nuts fall into that container too?
I don't know.
I didn't think they fell on the ground.
Hey, Laura said you can also use walnuts to fix scratches in wood furniture.
This is
That's
true.
got to be the oil.
Yeah, it
The
is.
oil from the nuts.
See, these are some life hacks I need to know.
Yeah.
You mean, what do you mean? It fills the scratches? Is
Yeah.
that what it does?
Yeah, it's like applying lemon pledge to your furniture. You know, it takes the scratches out by filling in the scratches with oils.
Yeah. There you go.
I had no idea.
Well, you learn something new every day.
Yeah, Mike's finding out all new ways of using his nuts.
That's nuts. Get it out now, kids, because we have kids coming in.
That's
in
right.
A couple of minutes. So, we have Tim Moore coming in from Griswold High School and a couple of the student directors, and they're going to talk about the play that starts tonight on Veterans Day.
Yeah, which we should say thank you to all the veterans. It is Veterans Day.
You beat me to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
No, do it. You.
Well,
got it.
I think
Do
we
it,
should
do
say. I think we should say thank you for your service to all the veterans. I mean, it's their day today.
Yep,
I mean, I think
Chris.
they used to at one time. I think they used to make it
Except Chris, not Chris.
on a Monday.
No.
Right? because on a Monday they used to do it, but I think
Yeah.
the veterans wanted to have it on the actual day of the date.
I guess.
Yeah. So
I think instead of thank you for your service.
Were you a vet?
Oh yeah.
What were you? Coast Guard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a vet.
Yeah.
Oh, they know Coast Guard. I thought they were guys who were local.
You understand there's 5 military services, actually 6 military
Maybe
services
it's
now.
got Space Force. Yeah.
Counting Space Force, there are 6 military services. Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure. I mean, if you guys were included.
Wow.
You understand you have to be 6 feet tall in the Coast Guard? That way, if your boat sinks, you can wade ashore. Let's get them all out now.
You really had no idea, or you?
I knew he
joking
was Coast Guard. I was just breaking the stones.
around? All right. Saying wow.
Yeah.
I do that.
Hmm.
I
Anyways,
mean, somebody didn't work at the Coast Guard Academy. Couldn't have been in the Coast Guard. Come on. Yeah. I mean, I know.
I worked at the Coast Guard Academy too.
I know.
Best job ever.
Yeah. I was at the Coast Guard Academy.
Imagine being surrounded by, 1,000 teenagers, and they're all made to say "Good morning, sir" to you. It's just a fabulous experience.
Yeah. They still got that thing there where you can drive the ship.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. There's actually a place where I don't know that.
it's a simulator.
Yeah, it's a simulator where you drive a ship.
Oh.
Yeah. It's in one of the buildings at the Coast Guard Academy.
The trick is there's a delay when you turn the wheel. That's the important thing to remember when you're steering a ship,
Oh, okay.
because you turn and the rudder turns, but it takes a little longer for that
Boat to
impact.
turn.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm hitting the iceberg.
Are you now?
Yeah.
See, now you know. She just wants something not only about oils,
I know,
nuts,
but
but
boats.
nautical stuff.
It's a learning day for Mike.
Yeah.
It's a learning day.
Mike's gonna ram right into that iceberg
It may be a little, it may be a little slow side, but we'll get you there.
using his pedal boat.
Uh,
Do you remember Beach Pond going there and they had those pedal boats that you could take out?
yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I used to love Beach Pond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The bridge
Yeah.
or the rock. You never went to the beach. The beach is where all the young,
I always went to the beach.
say,
It was open when I was a kid.
if you were cool, you either went to the bridge or you went to the rock.
Yeah, it's unfortunate they closed that because that used to be a nice place to go.
And then somebody bought the property surrounding the rock, so you can no longer go to the rock.
Laura says, I know a veteran that makes his rounds all day to different restaurants and eats free all day.
Willie won't go home.
Nothing
Good
wrong
for
with that.
him. Nothing wrong with that. No.
I don't blame him.
Good for you, Willie.
I don't blame him at all. Yeah, good for him.
I wonder if that would Bill.
No, I don't think so.
I sure hope. I sure hope that restaurants
are doing that.
are doing that, for our veterans today.
Yeah.
It's a small price to pay,
Mhm.
I think there's one place in the other part of Connecticut where the kids did not get the day off from school.
Okay.
They actually brought the veterans in to the school
Mhm.
so that the kids could learn what Veterans Day was all about.
Yeah.
Which I thought was a pretty good idea because I think a lot of young kids today, they're not aware of what's it mean, Veterans Day.
Mhm.
They have no clue.
I think instead of saying thank you for your service, it should be thank you for your sacrifice.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot more that goes into it than just a 9 to 5
Right.
job.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Or 24 hours a day. It's not
Mhm.
just. It's not just that. Oh, they're walking.
Yep, there they are.
Well, let's just walk right in.
Oh my goodness. That's not kids.
No. You're not a kid.
Was once.
I think Jim's a kid.
Yeah. Well, come on over, Tim.
All righty.
Come on over. Are you by yourself?
We'll see who gets out of bed.
Oh, okay. All right.
Teenagers.
Let's see. What are we gonna do here? Because
I can sit this out for you.
I can sit out too if you want.
Huh?
We can move out of the way. Let him take over.
all right. Well, I mean, one of you would. Paul, sit.
I did shower this morning.
Yeah.
Look at it.
No, we're good. Tim, come right over in here. Here we go. Paul will let us know if you showered or not. Good morning. How are you?
Fine. Good to see you.
Yeah, let's talk into the microphone
All
though.
right. I can do that.
Can we want to
Adjust it. All right.
There you go.
I was letting the air blow over the top of it a bit. So
Now those are pretty unidirectional, so they're
very
okay.
nice. Okay, cool.
So how are you, buddy? I don't see much of you anymore.
Doing well. About once a year when the fall play comes
Yeah.
around. So just up the hill. I like the new digs.
It's a well. This is one part of it. I have an office in another part of the building.
Oh, cool.
But I like it a lot better. It's more. This room just is more functional.
Yeah.
For what we can do. The other one had like weird windows, and
This is bigger than the other room too, isn't it? Than it was in before.
the
Seems
room
like
is
there's more
the
real
actual
estate in
studio
here.
is yeah. Then there's a green screen right behind you,
Ah,
so I could put like a real funky picture behind you guys if I wanted to, but
no, that's cool.
I'll wait on that. So the fall play is
The
here.
fall plays.
First of all, it's Tim Moore.
Hi, everybody. How
who's
are
a
you?
teacher
Welcome back.
at Grizzle
Happy
High
New Year.
School. Now, what? How long have you been at Grizzle High School? Now?
This is my 30. I'm going into my 33rd year, so 32 and some change right now.
Now, is your wife also a teacher?
She is also. She teaches phys ed.
Okay.
And there's 2 other Moores up there, but we're not related, at least immediately. Could
Now,
be
does your
third
wife
or fourth
teach at Grizzle?
cousins. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I didn't know that. I
Yeah.
didn't know that at all.
Remember Sharon Briggs when Sharon
Yes.
retired? So she came in Sharon's place.
Okay.
Yep.
My God, Sharon Briggs was. She came in when I was going to Grizzle High School.
So, yeah,
So-
we're going back a few years. I
Two.
think I
Lonnie,
replaced Keith Slonsky when he retired. I was a 7th grade
English.
teacher before that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
God, I had him for English too.
there you go.
I used to live right next door to him too.
If we got a time machine, you could have had the Moores. But
Jeez.
oh well.
Him and his 37 kids.
Wow.
He had a lot of kids.
A good sized family.
Yeah, I hit 6 or 7, I think, actually. Now, so you started when the high school was actually in the middle school, right?
Yes. Actually, I started at the elementary school when the old building.
Yeah.
I was a 7th grade teacher for 6
Yeah.
years and enjoyed that. So if you stand in line on the lunch line at the elementary school cafeteria, that's where my classroom was.
Okay.
So it's kind of weird standing there.
See, when I went to the elementary school, there was no cafeteria.
Uh,
It wasn't. They brought milk in from Norman's Dairy.
oh, wow.
It came in a crate.
Well, you had good milk then.
We did. And it came in, and we didn't have a cafeteria at all. And that all stuff came after. No, I'm serious.
Wow.
We had no hot lunch. The high school did, but the elementary school did not.
Oh, my. Things you learn.
Yep. The more you know.
But yeah, there was probably some kind of play shop when you were there too, right? I imagine when you went.
At-
We're contemporaries. I went to Woodstock Academy years ago, and
Yeah.
you were at Griswold.
Well, there was a play. There was the Grizzled Players.
Oh, I remember them.
Yeah, it was Annabelle Curran,
Mhm.
pretty much. And there was a John Fulco, but I think he went to Putnam.
It was a big group, wasn't it? The Griswold Players.
It was.
Yeah.
It was a very big group.
So,
Those are the ones that's the group that actually did like the junior high play.
Mm.
I don't think they did the high school play.
no, I don't
No.
think so either.
So when did you start doing the high school, the fall play?
I think 2001 was the first year. And we started off, You Can't Take It With You was the first one, Arsenic and Old Lace. Then we dug into Romeo and Juliet, and we're off and running at that point. Ray had already been doing the musical for a couple of years. So if you guys can remember Oklahoma, that was the first one I think Ray did when
That
he
he
came to
did,
the
yeah.
school.
Did we ever have the conversation when you said You Can't Take It With You that I actually played in the 8th grade Grizzle Players You Can't Take It With You version?
They did it in 8th grade.
Yeah, I was Kolenkov,
Oh, man.
the Russian ballet teacher.
Oh, that's a fun part, too.
It was.
Well, it's
It
a
was.
good play. What's amazing about a lot of these plays is that the humor lasts. It actually translates
Yeah.
over the years. And I was thinking about it too. It's, ever do the thing where you subtract how many years back from where we are now and then look at it in the kids' perspective.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking like this play we're doing was from the early 80s. So the humor is
The
kind of
one
in early.
tonight?
One we're doing tonight. It's called Play On by Rick Abbott, and comedy. It's funny as all get out.
Mhm.
But then I thought, if you go 20 years from when the play was written, many of my cast, actually all of my cast weren't born yet. So and then going
Yeah.
back from where I am, I'm thinking that's going back to the 1940s. It'd be like a play, like one of those guys. So
Well, there's just classics. I mean, there are just so many things that transcend time.
yeah,
You
who's
know.
on first and all? Yeah, funny is funny,
Exactly.
no matter.
Well,
where
what
it's
about
on.
like even Christmas movies? You talk about like It's a Wonderful Life.
Which many kids now haven't seen?
I
I
know.
ask every year, and fewer hands go up. It's like mandatory.
I
you
can't get the
think.
kids at home to watch it. They won't watch
They-
it.
Black and white, is that the
Black
problem?
and white. I think
Yeah.
that's what it is.
Mm.
But I won't watch the color version.
Ah.
Because Ted
Oh.
Turner got a hold of that one, and colorized it. I'm like,
It feels weird. It feels unnatural.
it does.
Miracle on
34th Street.
34th Street that was also colorized, and no.
And there's a million versions of that too.
But
There's
tonight's
a-
play will be in full color, It's not black and white, so
Stereo.
in stereo also.
A stereophonic
Surround
sound.
sound.
Even when you say stereo, like what?
Yeah,
I was like,
What's
two
that?
speakers and
Surround sound.
We're gonna hand out some earbuds so people can, and black and white glasses. Oh, what? How cool would that be if we
Whoa.
had black and white glasses to go watch a play,
oh my.
and everything would be like in black and white. And they have filters now that you can.
I was
when
going to
you
say,
do
there
a
must be
video.
a
It looks
way.
like old film and stuff like that. That would be
Sure.
kind of cool.
Wear those every day. That'd
Yeah.
be kind of cool instead of the rose colored glasses. Kind of a nice way to go about things. But the comedy, if you want, it's a play about a play. And the play that's within the play is about a playwright who keeps changing the words. So the
okay.
actors cannot learn their lines, which it sounds like that'd be easy to do and might confuse the audience. Like, wait a minute, do they know the lines or not? But it's actually very hard to learn because they have to say the same lines over and over again, and sometimes with mistakes and sometimes without. So
So they-
technically, it's
yeah.
a challenging play.
So speaking of like plays and stuff like that, like what else have you done? Give us a list, because you do them every single year.
Yep, we only skipped 1 year since 2001.
COVID?
Um,
Was it COVID? or-
no, it was my son was born that year, so
Okay.
it was one of those things, priorities. And
Sure,
we just
yeah.
said, well, okay, we'll go with that. But yeah, you can't take it with you. Arsenic and Old Lace, Romeo and Juliet, and then we hit Shakespeare every 4 years.
Mhm.
So that way, anybody going to Grizzled High will have a chance to actually do a Shakespearean play.
Now, how do you choose a play that you're going to do,
Uh,
and how long and how far in advance?
Usually it's the year before, so I have some idea what I'm getting into. This one was picked in mid-September. I was looking for a certain cast, and I couldn't get everybody I wanted for the cast, so
Right,
I had
right.
to switch to Plan B. It was going to be The Man in the Dog Suit originally, which is also extremely funny,
Yeah.
but I just needed a lot of males, and usually theater doesn't draw a lot of males to the stage.
Now, are yours predominantly comedies,
Uh,
or have they been? Or-
We've done some heavies, Cyrano de Bergerac, and there's, I don't think, not one funny moment in that whole thing.
Where are you going to find a
Yeah.
boy with a large nose like that, though?
Yeah. Oh, we had one prosthetic put together, and yeah, he
Oh,
glued
that's
it
how they
on,
do it.
and we were going to give it to him after the play on like a little plaque, sort of
Oh,
like an
wow.
award, but we couldn't get the latex to stick on the wood right. So, but it was. I was very proud of that one. Macbeth, the
Uh-huh.
tragedy, Romeo and Juliet. There's not a lot of humor in any of those, but we also did the Crucible, so we've done a few heavy plays also. It's nice, like once every 4 years, to do something that's not completely humorous,
Yeah.
but at least one comedy in there. We've added one children's play every 4 years, and just keep it
So
balanced.
how long does it run? I mean, just tonight or Saturday?
It
or-
is tonight and tomorrow,
Tomorrow.
and I'm hoping the weather is not going to scare anybody tonight. And of course, it's always worse when they say it in the morning than what it turns out to be.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be as bad as. I was even looking at the weather forecast last night too, and I never go to like Channel 3 or that.
Well,
That's
they did
sensationalistic
say-
weather, because they're never.
They did say we were going to get the wind down here.
Mm.
So,
A moderate amount, which I think we did last year also at this time. I keep a journal, and it's weird. We
Yeah.
had high winds a year ago. Yeah, we
So
had the
what's the-
microburst.
what's the price to get into this?
$10 for everybody, unless you're a veteran or active service. And that's one thing, because we do this Veterans Day weekend. That was easy to say.
Buy tickets
we-
at the door.
Tickets will be available at the door. Josh Burkhardt has been great for coordinating and setting up the tickets for both Ray and my play. And yeah, $10 for everybody, but veterans are free, and they're always invited to come free. It's nice to give something back.
And veterans are always free. The plays that you put on.
Yeah.
I remember. I noticed that is pretty cool.
It's running, so it's nice. And if they don't mind, we have them stand up and be recognized at
Oh,
the
that's
beginning, and
nice.
it's kind of important too for other
Oh
people
yeah,
to
that's
see.
nice. Nice to do that.
I'd like to see a few more things. I'd always like to see a few more things, but I think it's getting some momentum, which is nice.
Like what? What is something else you'd like to see?
Just more benefits, more always
For
in my head.
veterans,
It's just for veterans. And to me, it's the point of that they were willing to put their lives on the line, and why we don't give them the best of everything in this country. I haven't figured that out yet. I wouldn't mind my taxes helping them out.
Yeah. Well, I think some of them do get taxes. Those that are disabled, don't they get a little bit of tax? Really?
I don't know.
Some breaks here and there,
Some,
but
I don't know.
I think if they're disabled, they get a little break. I
but
thought.
yeah, there shouldn't have any
Oh, can I bring
worries.
your microphone
So-
up here.
So that's one of the best things that I can do, is at least for this play, is just offer that. And
Right.
we have some good people in town and some good programs.
Well, I think
in
it's
town.
good too, because then the kids know what Veterans Day is all about. Because I think a lot of kids, what is Veterans Day? They have no clue.
Mm,
They
yeah.
were born long before after the wars were all done, except maybe the Iraq War. But yeah,
Even then,
Yeah.
even
Other
then,
than that,
that's
Other than a day off from school. Yeah.
That's
What is
exactly-
it exactly?
and I was
Right.
telling them this
Yeah.
morning that one of the schools in northern part of the state, or
Putnam.
Mm.
Putnam has school today.
they're actually bringing the veterans into school.
And it's kind of strange that this wouldn't be like a national holiday that's an automatic, but yeah, school can still be in session. There were three: Martin Luther King Day, Veterans Day, and Columbus Day.
Yeah, they make
Those
those
three.
all floaters now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but it was neat to see that Putnam was doing that.
Yeah.
So can we talk about since I mean they're not here? I mean the kids who
Yeah,
who's gonna
we
be
have a
in the
cast
play
of
or-
13. There's three that
Now,
are
that's just
one night
that's
or the other.
actors and actresses, right? We're not
Yes.
talking about people that
We
are
have some new people coming into the lights and sound. Tech is always important too, which it's nice. It's a good training ground for people to get into that. Ray and I were talking last night about how many kids have come through, and Matt Babcock and John Colassa working with the kids. And some of these kids, they're almost job ready by the time they graduate to go
John
into
does the
that
sound.
field.
John does most of the sound, right? Colossa.
Mhm.
He has
Yeah.
a lot of sound, a lot of places.
A lot of places,
A lot
yeah.
of bands.
But to give the kids access to these people and to be able to pick their brains and to learn live.
Yeah.
But 13, so it's a fairly small cast, but it's very different. They're out there and there's no safety net. They have to know their lines, and someone drops a line and somebody else better pick it up. But it was funny. I've been finding myself laughing, and I don't laugh too often. Just a good, sincere laugh. Very well written play. I think people will enjoy it.
So can you name some of the kids that are actually in? Since yes,
Sure.
apparently they're not making it today. So.
Songwood, I'm guessing. Amanda Robel has the lead as the director.
Uh-huh.
And then the gal playing our stage manager is Mikhail LeBron. They've been with me all 4 years with the
So
drama
they're seniors,
program.
obviously.
They're seniors. Yeah, they have the longest bios in the program. But we have some new freshmen coming in. Alec Bedingfield is in there. And I have a couple returning from the test last year. And it's neat to see the growth. Last year, rough around the edges, and like, I wonder how they're going to be next year. And some of them came back, and wow, what they picked up in a year with comic timing and just stage
Sure.
presence.
Timing is everything.
Oh, absolutely. A lot of fun.
So, have you picked out what's next year?
It's going to be a children's play.
It is okay.
There's a couple. There's A Night in My Locker is one of them, and it's like a time travel and medieval times come through and into a middle school.
If it's a night in my locker, can I play the mold? Because that was what you found in my
The
locker.
sandwich at the bottom.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Next to the gym clothes.
Weird. It's funny too. Like lockers, mine was horrible. Mine was horrible. But like for example, my stepson right now. All right. Oh, sorry, Jim. Have a good day.
Bye, Jim. Nice meeting you.
All right.
But yeah, it's a time portal. Okay. But I'm looking around for other
Yeah.
ones. If something else comes up and it's a little funnier, then maybe we'll go there. Depending on who tries out also.
Great.
But it's nice to give them a rotation. So the Shakespeare, the comedy, and a children's play, and then one free agent in there.
Now, how do we get tickets? I mean, you can.
It's great. I would
predominantly
say
online, right?
GriswoldDrama.com, and the two D's in the middle, GriswoldDrama.com. And if you are a veteran, there is an option in there where you get 2 comps. So it's right online. Josh Burkhart set it up that way, which is nice. And they're all $10 otherwise. So one set price.
Do you have to upload your DD214?
In translation.
DD214 is your release certificate, Chris, isn't it?
All right.
So when you leave the service, they give you a DD214.
So
I don't think there'd be too many people that would do that.
no
Except-
stolen glory for a play.
Yeah, that would suck.
That would
Somebody
be,
did that.
No, that wouldn't be
I
nice.
don't think too many people would do that.
But it's
Yeah.
It's kind of like going to the food bank when you really don't need to go to the food bank.
we like to say that people are inherently honest and
I would think so.
meeting their
Yeah.
best. We'll keep it at that.
Yeah.
But no, they don't have to, and just go online and pick them up. And we will have a box office set up tonight if someone wants to come in with cash, or at the last minute goes, okay, the rain hasn't washed my house down the road.
Yeah.
I can now go to the play.
Any senior discounts?
No, $10, but it's a fairly.
Well, there goes Paul. I'm getting another
No,
PBS.
just ask.
Another
Yeah.
night of PBS for Paul. You know?
I just kind of simplify things with one price, but we keep the price low. I think $10 is decent.
Oh, I think that is a very good price. You know, for
What
a
are
night out
movies
in the
going
theater.
for now? What are they going down at Lisbon? Minus the senior discount. What are
About
they?
10, 12?
Yeah, I've not been in about
Yeah.
2 years. So
Neither have I. Movie theaters are having a hell of a time.
yeah.
They're even renting space out and stuff like that.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
yeah, you can
For
go
parties or
in there. Yeah, you
Wow.
can rent for like $250 or something like that, and you can bring up to like 10 people or 15 people.
And this is neat. The difference between the movie theater and the Griswold stage is you're likely to know somebody on the Griswold stage.
Yeah.
And the price is right, and it is a good live
Absolutely, the
show.
price
It's
is
local,
right.
locally sourced, as they like to say.
Yeah.
And
And it goes right back into the program too.
oh, absolutely, which is
So-
nice. It's self-supporting, which is very good. And I'm lucky that I don't have to hire the orchestras. And I mean, Ray really has quite a spectacle to put on in the spring.
Yes.
But it's the fall play. It's a kind of a training ground too. It gets people ready for the spring and get them used. I've always used it as a teaching moment too.
Sure.
Because some people have never been on stage before, and
Yeah.
here you are.
It's not as easy what people might think.
No, it's not. It's what's one thing that a lot of kids think they're going to get on and they're going to go to Hollywood immediately. And I had one of my best actors to come through, Benton Soya, started out, I think, as a woodchuck was one of the roles. But Benton was the best woodchuck that I've ever seen as a freshman, and had a leading role by senior year. And it's that building up and getting there. And all the kids, they help out. They're also the stage hands, and they work together. It's nice up at the school. Most things are student led, like the morning announcements. I'm sitting there in the corner to make sure they behave themselves, but they're running the show.
So you have 13 in the play itself.
The actual play has 10 roles, and then I have 3 that have duels. So I have Friday night cast, Saturday night cast.
Oh, so that's are there other kids involved other than those 13, or?
I have right now 1 sound and 1 lighting person.
Okay.
And they're kind of in training. We had some real strong Sneh Patel and Brian Swain. We had them for quite a few years. And that's the thing, as someone passes through, you have to start training the new
Somebody
ones
else,
as they're coming through. And Sneh was very, very good, but Jack Zagorinsky, he's getting the cues, he's adjusting things. And Haley with the sound is unbelievable. You say it, and there it is. She's got some very funny sound effects loaded for the play tonight.
She works with, I would assume, John.
Yep.
Yeah.
John was actually up this week and running them through things and giving training. So we're really lucky to have access to people like that.
So sounds like fun. What time does the play start?
The play is at 7:00. And usually we ask people to, if you're ready for this one, so I'll give you a little bit of warning. We ask them to turn off their cell phones to enjoy the event live. Last concert I went to, I couldn't see the show through the sea of all the phones that were being held up. And it's live theater. It's just one of those moments to actually be there. If you've ever been to Broadway, it's the same thing. You don't see the ushers would come over and probably give you a little slap on the side. They're rough in New York. I mean, actually, I've been to a few plays. But same thing. It's to enjoy it live, to see it, and to experience the moment, and to laugh. And the kids come out and meet their audience afterwards. 7:00. Runs about 2 hours.
Okay, that's a nice night at the theater for $10. What the heck?
Sure.
PTO is running the refreshments for us, and it's nice to see also. So once again, thanks for having us on, and I'm going to have to give the cast me and my imaginary friend. How did it go for you? It went very well too. But yeah, it's tough.
So I want to get off the plate for 1 minute. So I want to just ask you something, and it's nothing that we haven't talked about before, but you have a very large collection of energy drink memorabilia.
Yes.
How did that start?
It started with when I was student teaching. It goes back that far, and there was some guy in a van parked out in front of NFA and handing out Jolt samples. I don't even know if Jolt is out there anymore. And had my first Jolt, and I said, "Wow, this is kind of nice. A little different from coffee. Roughly the same effects." And just kind of put it aside every once in a while, a little extra Mountain Dew for a long time. It's amazing. They've exploded. Every week there's a new energy drink coming out. And so went from there. And I had a student that came back from New Jersey. And, Mr. Moore, I really like Jolt. Here's something called Afri-Cola. Never heard of it, from New Jersey. And that was bottle number 1 in the official collection. There's now over 2,000 pieces. And just before COVID, we were all set. We had set up with Slater up the hall to set up the energy drink museum. I'm thinking the only one in the US. And then COVID hit. So now we have to reestablish. But if it goes on as planned, it's a free museum and it'll be in the main hallway coming through. And people will be able to see everything on display.
Wow.
Put us on the map for
Or
energy
at
drinks.
the building across from Dean's that the bank owns. It's a vacant, by the way.
Well, my. But,
Just saying,
So I'm not sure how rent would be on that, but Slater actually said just set it up. It's a draw. It's one of those things. People will come and see it, remark, and maybe more people will come to Jewett City.
Now, are they all cans or are they just
Cans, bottles? I call them ponies, but some people call them nips. But usually, the very small one, the shots, I guess, is probably a better word to use for that. 5-hour
like
energy.
5-hour energy?
Actually, I probably shouldn't be advertising right
No,
now.
that's okay. No, it's fun to talk about because I think this is kind of neat.
They came out with full-size cans and
Really?
carbonated. Yeah, so they're reinventing themselves. It's kind of fascinating. And then a class like marketing or art can actually look at the cans and what are they saying? What's the message? And that's the fun part too.
They do that with ciders.
Oh yeah, that market has exploded.
Especially with the different artwork on the cans and
Some of
stuff,
it's
so they do
beautiful,
that.
yeah. And the amount that they have, but it's still going strong. A lot of things like the cigars, you remember those were big for a while and that kind of collapsed, but no, they're still going.
Yeah. All right. So tonight at 7:00,
You got it.
you can get tickets at grizzledrama.com,
Or you can buy them at the
or
door.
you can buy them at the door in Veterans.
Free.
Get to enjoy this night at the theater for free.
Exactly.
And thank you to all veterans in advance.
Yeah, absolutely.
Appreciate
Absolutely.
it. Thank you, Mike.
All right, Tim.
Thank you very much.
Very
Nice
much.
meeting you. Love to
Tell
see
the
you
kids
again.
thanks for showing up today.
Yeah, I will. So, hey, I'll tell them right now. Thank you. So good to see you.
You too. Take it easy there. It's Tim Moore from Grizzle High School. Tonight and tomorrow night.
Right.
$10 to get in. And you know what? Really, that is not a bad price. That's a damn good price to pay.
Especially during a time of
Especially for a veteran.
Well, veterans are nothing. Veterans.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Damn good price.
especially during this time of inflation.
Yeah.
Yeah. $10 is cheap.
Not bad. Not bad at all. So anyway, hey, Chris, welcome back.
I feel like a second stringer now.
That's too bad.
Put me in, coach.
He's ready to play.
That's too bad Jim took
You got mad.
I don't know.
off.
Maybe he found out the world was flat.
He was
Yeah,
mad.
I'm surprised.
It's funny right in the middle of the show. All right, I'm out. See you later. And he goes.
See ya.
God, I get a kick out of Jim. So it's Ask Chris Anything Friday now.
The abridged version.
Victoria says, fix my mic. What's wrong with my mic?
Mike.
Let's see.
Mike. What day is it?
Let's see here.
I got a question for Chris.
Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Victoria says, fix my mic. What's wrong with my mic? Sounds fine. And she put it, maybe she's joshing me here. Fix your mic. All right. It's Ask Chris Anything
I
Friday.
got a question.
Okay.
Why do
Not a real question, I'm assuming.
I think it's a dad joke, but we'll go with it.
why do bears hibernate in the winter?
Because in the summer they need to work on their tan lines.
It's cheaper than flying to the tropics.
I think mine was funnier.
I think so.
What do you mean? What was wrong with that?
Victoria says I sound distant. So I got the app on right now. So
It's cheaper than flying to the tropics.
I think mine was funnier.
I think so.
What do you mean? What was wrong with that?
Victoria says I sound distant. Do I? Do I sound distant? I mean,
You've been distanced for a long time.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
you're just emotionally
You're just
distraught, Mike.
distant forever.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nothing new being distant.
no. Yeah, that's why I tried it out too. I don't know. Maybe. Oh, I'm better now. Okay, good.
Okay, good.
Winner, chicken
You
dinner.
fixed it, Mike.
I did.
Mike fixed the mic.
So anybody have any questions for Chris? It's Ask Chris Anything Friday.
That's right. I may not know the answer, but I'll be happy to make something up for you.
Chris, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Oh,
Mike.
boy, here we go.
Speaking of
Okay.
veterans and Veterans Day.
Yes.
How long do you need to be within the branch of service known as Space Force to be able to get benefits from and what veterans would normally get?
You have to be enlisted for at least one solar rotation.
Okay, is that it?
That's it.
One solar.
One solar rotation.
Okay.
Now, I got a question for you too. All right, let's
See, you sound distant.
okay. Maybe because I was too far away.
Yeah.
Space Force. It's
What
out of this
is-
world.
What is the difference if you in the service?
Yes.
And there's of course no wartime going on, but if you're service and you fought in Iraq or Afghanistan, does that give you a different level of being a veteran?
No. No, there are certain pays that you can get, such as hazardous duty pay.
No.
But otherwise, there's no benefit after retirement for either being combat ready or being support.
Is that what you asked?
Well, I thought there was a difference. If you were in the service during non-wartime,
Right.
it was classified. Yeah, you weren't allowed certain.
Well, that's true. It comes down to, did you get awarded the National Defense Medal?
Okay.
And right
Okay.
now, basically, because of the way they've structured our war in Iraq, as long as you come into the military, you immediately get issued the National Defense Medal.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right, very good. Anybody else have any kind of question for Chris on Ask Chris Anything Friday?
And we mean anything.
Could be anything.
Anything.
Yeah.
Even if you're in the Coast
That's right.
It doesn't have to be the Veterans Day edition. It could be anything at all that you'd want to know about life, love, the American way, or the veteran way, or the Chris way.
What was your job title when you worked at, was it AT&T or Sprint? Or,
Eversource.
What was my title?
Yeah.
I was an IT product manager.
do you know what you get when you mix an IT product manager with a gorilla?
I can imagine.
A retarded gorilla.
You can't say that word. That's canceled.
You can't say that word.
Oh,
It just
God.
can't be used towards persons.
Oh, but gorillas. Well,
That's right.
Gorillas are highly offended.
Gorillas are not people too.
They
What would
to,
Harambe do? What would Harambe do?
That's
right
right.
now?
they look to be pretty
While
old,
we're
too.
waiting for that, can I bring up a topic of discussion that I saw this morning on YouTube, and it really has me concerned?
Yeah.
They were interviewing 3 guys that believe that the world is flat. The flat earthers. They are out there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And the radio station or the TV station that did the interview held a poll. And out of all the people that responded, 6% of the people said they believe that the earth is flat. Now, if you look at the global population, that's 8 billion people, roughly. 6% of that is 48 million people. There are 48 million people out there that believe the world is flat.
Mhm.
That concerns me.
Is
For the future of this planet, that concerns me.
is the world flat, Chris?
Is the world flat?
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
because I would defy anyone that believes the earth is flat to draw me a picture of it.
Well, if the world was flat, the water would be running off. It'd be like a waterfall.
Well, that depends if you believe science or not. You know,
Yeah.
centrifugal
Oh,
force. Well,
okay,
that's
yeah.
just made up. They were saying that the answer for gravity, why the water just doesn't flow away from it, is because scientists haven't figured out what gravity is yet.
That's possible.
Oh, well, what about Newton?
Yeah, they said Newton was wrong.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was nuts. Speaking of nuts, you can use walnuts. Go ahead and fix
48
scratches.
million people out there.
Well, you know,
Yeah.
Believe the world is
And none of them really come out and talk about it because they think they're going to get mocked.
well.
you know, if you start to get squeaky, squeaky, you know what to do.
Yeah,
That's right.
Get the bricks out.
I have another question since we're doing the conspiracy theories, maybe
Okay.
perhaps or whatever.
Oh,
Since we don't know if the Earth is flat or round, what about the moon? Is that really a space station for the reptilians?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it
Wow.
is.
Great.
Yeah.
you can't make cream cheese.
Well, it's hard to explain where all the dinosaurs went
Yeah.
because they haven't found. If dinosaurs roam the planet, there's only like 10 of them because they've only found like 10 full skeletons of dinosaurs.
They're mostly out. They're mostly out in like Utah and the western part of the state. They
So
actually have a show.
If
on
we were to
Discovery.
assume that when the planet was roamed by dinosaurs, that there were more than 10 of them, we have to explain where they went, where the bones went, because we can't find them. So we need to go to the moon. I believe the moon is a giant hollow sphere.
Okay.
And it is a mechanical structure operated by dinosaurs.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I think you're wrong
Okay.
because they do find dinosaurs, like I said, out in Utah and out that part of the state. And some of those dinosaur bones, they're going for thousands and thousands of dollars because they actually have
Yeah.
pigs.
Why haven't we found dinosaurs in Jewett City?
Which they're not down this way.
Got vampires.
Well, there's one in Rocky Hill. They've got footprints in Rocky Hill.
No,
right?
they've got footprints. They don't have dinosaur bones.
Yeah, so Dinosaur Park and I believe it's Rocky Hill has some dinosaur stuff.
The only dinosaurs I know of are the ones in East Lyme
Oh yeah, along the highway.
at the dinosaur
Park.
store.
And
Park.
Yeah,
and-
yeah, yeah.
And Jim.
And
There's a few inside too.
Victoria wants to know. We'll jump back to this in a minute, but Victoria wants to know, Chris, when's it going to snow?
Well, this is New England, so put your parka on tonight. Get your mucklucks and your snowshoes.
Mucklucks.
Because by tomorrow morning, we will be engaged in 6 feet of snow.
Tomorrow. Okay. All right. Sorry.
Wow.
He may not know the answer, but if not, he'll make one up.
Wow.
They're certainly entertaining, whatever they are.
And make sure, Victoria, at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, when you step out into that 6 foot of snow, that you bring your cell phone with you and take a selfie of you dressed in your parka and your mucklucks.
There you go.
Yeah. Wow.
Does anybody have mucklucks anymore?
I don't know.
All right, another question for Ask Us Anything. If a comet destroyed all the dinosaurs, if they destroyed them all, why do alligators exist?
Because alligators are actually hybrids.
Oh,
Yes.
They're hybrids.
They are,
hybrids of.
What does that mean? They're more efficient?
they are hybrids of iguanas and duck-billed platypi.
Oh, it just rolls off your tongue. So,
And so we're clear, duck-billed platypi do have belly buttons.
innies or outies?
They're internalized.
Okay.
You know how I know this?
No.
Because I called one of the world's leading authorities at the San Diego Zoo to ask him if duck-billed platypi have belly buttons. Because all egg layers do not have belly buttons.
Oh,
All mammals do. It is an egg-laying mammal. Therefore, does it have a belly button? Yes, it is internalized.
Wow.
wow.
Check that out. With today's answers being so special,
I like the word special.
yeah, the first selectman in Plainfield wants to know, where does Chris get his special mushrooms?
I have them delivered.
Obviously, a business in Plainfield.
Probably Amazon.
I actually have them delivered by camel. Yes, they are from the.
What kind of camel is it?
It's a dromedary, not a.
There's a single humper.
Yeah, it's a single humper
I got you.
Got it. Okay. All right.
in snowshoes,
In mucklucks.
mucklucks. Camels in mucklucks. That's the next pop
That's a good
band.
question. Do camels survive in the snow?
They do actually. When what was his name? Went over the mountains.
Jesus.
Moses.
Not Moses, not Jesus. The war guy with the elephants.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Nope.
Was he a veteran?
Yes, should be.
He should. Hopefully, he'll go to the play tonight.
The war guy that went over. Who's that?
He
was it-
wanted to
Was
invade.
it Teddy?
No, it
Oh.
was old times.
Oh, old times.
He took his herd of elephants and tried to climb over the mountains.
Ben-Hur.
Sort of in the Ben-Hur era. Anyone out there? Anyone?
I don't think anybody.
This is
remembers.
Chris Asks Anything.
Daryl says Alexander the Great.
No,
Yeah.
wasn't Alexander. Start with an M.
M.
Not Mohammed, not Moses.
We said Moses, and you said no.
Mark. Could be.
Oh, who knows? Whatever.
Genghis Khan.
Wasn't Genghis Khan.
No, he was a mean SOB.
Victoria wants to know, Chris,
All these questions.
don't those mushrooms grow in the Plainfield Town Hall basement right by the pool?
No, actually, they grow not a short distance from here, up right next door to Paul's Pot Farm.
Oh, so yeah. They've expanded.
You've got Paul's Pot Farm and you've got Mike's Mushrooms. Mike's Magic Mushrooms.
Polino, hey Dave, what's going on? Wants to thank the veterans today.
You're welcome.
Chris is like, yep, you got it.
Even though he is in the Coast Guard.
Oh, come on. Jeez.
Paul only has one joke today. That's it.
It is funny. It's Veterans Day, and it is my day to buy breakfast. So.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it is my. Well, it would.
Maybe you'll get a free one.
Well, it is Chris's day.
Yeah.
I don't.
I don't think that's happening.
Yeah. So, anybody else for Ask Chris Anything?
Hannibal.
Hannibal
was the one that crossed the mountains with elephants.
Hannibal Lecter?
In 218 BC, 28-year-old Hannibal, his soldiers, and 37 African battle elephants marched from southern Spain to the plains of northern Italy. They had to cross the Alps, and they weren't ready for the weather, so they all died.
Oh, so with the elephants.
Yeah, he brought camels with him.
I don't know whether you guys heard it or not, but apparently over in Africa area, because there's a lack of water, a lot of the elephants is just dropping, no water.
Really?
They're all dying.
They need a lot of water.
They're dying off. Yeah.
Daryl wants to know: does Chris get free breakfast today?
Yes.
Well, either way, you will. Yeah.
Nothing is free, Daryl. I will have to pay for it one way or another. In this case, it might be listening to Paul's bad jokes.
Oh,
the sacrifice.
Oh, the sacrifice.
You thought I
is
made
great.
You thought I made sacrifices as a veteran. Try eating breakfast with Paul.
Uh-oh. And he's looking for another joke right now.
There we go.
another joke. Yes, sir.
God.
What animal could know or not trust?
What's that?
What animal could know or not trust?
His wife.
Animal.
His wife. He brought two of everything, Paul.
Yep.
I would say the eye, which is from the island of Madagascar.
The bird.
It's a small ape-like creature.
No. It's the cheetah.
Because he's cheating.
His wife. Let's see. Polino says, Chris,
Hi, Polino.
how do you feel about actors like Chris Evans playing multiple superheroes in the MCU?
I think that the best actor gets the job. And if he's going to audition for something like that, if he's the best actor, give him the job. I think Chris Evans has done a wonderful job as Captain America. And I think when he played the Human Torch, I thought he was just as good then.
Okay.
You know, it beats being both Deadpool and the Green Lantern.
Deadpool. Is he really a superhero?
He's actually beaten every other Marvel character.
Deadpool has?
Yes.
Wow.
My question with Deadpool is he naturally regenerates. So if you were to cut him into 5 different pieces, would he create five
different Deadpools?
Never saw
That
it.
is a good question.
Never watched it.
You know,
You've never. It's really very funny.
No, I never watched it.
if he got vaporized in a nuclear explosion, would it be raining Deadpools?
Well, Daryl says, well, the Green Lantern was pretty terrible.
Yeah, we try not to talk about things like that.
Now, the other animal that Noah couldn't trust, not just the cheetah, but the lion.
Because he
Point.
was,
That's a good point. The
because
lion.
he was
yeah.
lying.
That's a good point.
All right. Anybody else with Ask Chris Anything?
Throw him out there, folks.
Laura says Deadpool is not a villain. He's an anti-hero? Is
He's
that
an
right?
anti-hero, yeah.
Okay. That's funny.
Like Loki.
Okay. I haven't figured Loki out yet.
Do you remember in the Avengers when he gets yanked off his feet by the Hulk?
Yeah.
You know, they actually had a rope around his ankles and 5 guys standing off screen. And they told him, go ahead and do your monologue. And at some random point, we're going to jerk you off your feet. And that's how they got that shot.
Oh my God. Ow.
Yeah. The things you'll do for a character.
Oh, goodness. Did he break his ankles or anything? Or?
Nope.
Oh, that's crazy. Well, that's how Paul had to audition for the show.
Yeah, break his ankle.
Fall down.
Yeah, Dean. So we tied him up, and
Yep.
if he got free, well, he could make it. But now we tie him up so he can't leave.
So Paul is partially Houdini.
A little bit.
Okay.
A little bit. So, do you go to plays at all?
I will go to the matinees.
Okay.
Now, as most of my friends already know, at 7 o'clock, I turn into a pumpkin every night.
Yeah.
Unless I actually have something actively going on in my movie making
Right.
business. But otherwise, 7 o'clock at night, I go to bed. So I miss a lot of TV shows. That's why I have a streaming service. And I miss a lot of, like plays and stuff like that. But if they have a matinee, yeah, I most likely would go.
Gotcha.
It-
What about
it-
you? Do you go?
Used to do matinees many, many years ago when I was young.
It's great for scouting talent, too.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
Yeah. For instance, Phil Michelle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Phil was in a couple of my movies.
Yeah.
He's phenomenal.
Yeah. Victoria says 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
Yeah, because you're up at like 4, right? 3,
Yeah.
4.
I'm up writing somewhere between 3:30 and 4 o'clock every morning.
Wow.
Craziness.
Wow.
What are you guys working on now?
Well, we've got location scouting today for a short film that I didn't write, but I'm going to be directing and filming. Then tomorrow we're doing the table read for that. Next Saturday we're going to be filming that. The following Saturday we're filming a different one. There's a couple of jobs that I'm doing director of photography that I actually haven't written the play. So that, and I'm just working on my writing. I'm creating a TV series right now for a vampire with amnesia.
A vampire with amnesia?
Yep.
How does that work?
He
He forgets he bites you?
no, he
Or
suffered.
forgets he's a vampire?
He forgets he's a vampire.
Interesting concept.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a comedy.
No, actually,
It's
it's dramatic. Yeah,
Oh.
it's crime thriller drama.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
What do I know? What do I
Yeah.
know?
Well,
You like doing the vampire stuff, I noticed.
he likes when the teeth come out.
I enjoy doing vampires because vampires are popular.
Mhm.
So it gives me a ready-made audience.
Gotcha.
But at the same time, I have trouble with vampires because
You can't. They're hard to find to play roles. you know?
okay, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And you put a Christian cross in front of them, and they run away from you. But if you hold up a Star of David, nothing. Their sunlight kills them, but they can't carry an umbrella. Why can't they just walk in the shade?
I don't know.
Too many questions.
Too many questions. Too many different vampires
Yeah.
out there. Different breeds.
Albinos can't walk in the sun.
Just
That's
watch.
right.
Just watch a few episodes of True Blood. Remember that show?
No, yeah,
I loved that show.
a lot of people did.
Yeah, I liked it. I think a lot of women liked it because they liked some of the actors,
Mhm.
like Skarsgård.
Yep.
And the guy who played Bill, who was married to Sookie, who was the main character. It was funny too because when he got to meet him, when Bill met Sookie in the show, people would mock this whole time. They go, Sookie. Yeah. Okay. It's a private joke.
Yep, moving on.
All right. Well, I think it's time to start Veterans Day breakfast for Chris. I think so. I think it's a good day. So anyway, I hope everybody has a nice Veterans Day, and also thank a veteran. If you see one, tell them about the play tonight at Grizzle High School that they can go and enjoy a free night of of theater at Grizzle High School,
Absolutely.
which starts at 7 o'clock. Just let them know. Shake their hand. you know, that's or if they don't want to shake hands, just simply say thanks. So, and remember all the veterans that came before them that are not here today. Right? So,
Bye.
all right. Have a good day, everyone. Thank you. Have a good weekend. We have youth football on Sunday. It's the semifinals to the Super Bowl. Griswold against Ellington, 2 p.m. on Sunday. It's going to be a good game. It's going to be a good game.
Gonna be a slobber knocker.
Yeah, and you know what? I'll tell you something. Youth football it's very, very exciting. If you've never watched it, watch it. It's fun to watch. All right. Have a good day, everyone. Thank you very much, and happy Veterans Day.
Grizzle Pride, your local drug prevention coalition. So, marijuana, now legal in Connecticut, but there are some things you really should know. It's only legal for people 21 and older, and always, always secure.